Absolutely. And now this young woman, her name is Zoleka Nutuli, she couldn't go down to a local internet cafe and look up opportunities or write grants. She didn't have the same opportunities that we have in the US. And she was still committed enough to try and find a way to make as much of a difference as she could.
Right. And she had the credibility of the community that she was in. And it sounds like she was able to mobilize them, which is critical, because sometimes if you come in from an outer source and you impose a solution, it's not often the right one, because it's how you would do things. It's like giving a gift to someone that doesn't want one. You know, you think of someone like, I had a friend who gave her husband a gift and he loved it, and he went in turn and gave her a gift of a grill, like an outdoor grill, and she was just like, oh no, you know, like, what were you thinking? He said, oh, I can grill for us, and she was like, well, that's not a gift for me, that's a gift for you. So that's really, I like your concept that you're going in to figure out who are the people who know the community, who are most motivated, and in terms of kind of influential in their communities, and give them some additional resources so they can really catapult change and be a catalyst for change. So that's fantastic.
I agree. I truly think that those that are most deeply impacted by an issue, they're the experts. They often have the greatest insight into what is needed, and that's, I think that's true in almost all circumstances. And there's wisdom there that needs to be considered in designing solutions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you've actually done a movie about some of your work that you've done, and if we could show a clip of that, I think people would really get a sense of some of the things. This is actually the title, the movie Case, if you will, and then we actually have, it's called The Devil Came on Horseback, and then you actually have a clip.
Yes, and just as a preface to this, The Devil Came on Horseback is the story of my brother's experience as a military observer in Darfur, Sudan. And I said there were two reasons that brought me to Africa. The other was that my brother was on the front lines of the Darfur crisis and sharing with me his firsthand accounts of what he was seeing taking place and also how it was impacting women. And so we went about producing this film as a way of raising awareness about conflict and how it affects communities, but also to inspire people to take action and make a difference. Absolutely. Great. So we will see this clip about the movie. And then
In 2004, I became an unarmed military observer with the African Union in Darfur, Sudan. All I had was a camera, a pen, and a paper. I was totally unprepared for what I'd see.
powerful images of what's going on there. And part of your mission is to help people understand what's going on in the other conflicts in the world. And
yes, absolutely. And Global Grassroots has managed educational outreach for this film over the last few years. We've reached millions of people in a number of different countries and trying to engage citizens everywhere to say that they would like to see international intervention to stop this crisis. That is continuing. But most importantly, what I have gained as great inspiration in doing this work and producing this film is how much one person can do to actually make a difference. My brother was someone who took photographs and then he released them to the world, and it has become a catalyst for action. And similarly, the refugees that I see ongoing throughout this region and survivors everywhere are doing so much good with so little resources that it's an inspiration to me about what we can do in this country.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as we wrap up in our final question, can you see people out there saying, I wonder what I could do, you know, in my own community? How would someone get started?
Well, I think the most important thing is to ask yourself what gifts and capabilities that you have, what you're most passionate about, and what issues concern you most, and find ways to use those gifts to solve those issues. And you can also contact us at Global Grassroots, and we're always eager to help people who want to become more active on issues involving Africa and women's rights.
Terrific. So to really kind of think about what you're best at and how can you most contribute that gift to the world, and start there, and then kind of learn to leverage that and connect with people with other resources.
Absolutely.
Terrific. Well, thank you very much. We very appreciate you being here, Gretchen Wallace of Global Grassroots. And I'd like to say thank you very much to our audience today of Employment for All. Again, my name is Kimberly Bissett, and I want you to look out for people who might be in need of your support, because it can be that small distinction that could make a huge difference in people's lives. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful afternoon, and we hope to see you next week on Employment for All.